be alright. Cause I'm having a wonderful day. Welcome everybody to Peep Game TV and Keeping It Real Team Collaboration. I'm your man Shadi Ali, aka SRD, with my man Jay Sean, aka Mr. F Love.
Yo.
On this January 5th, 2026, on a Thursday. We know you guys could have been anywhere, but we're thankful that you took the time to be with us. And before we even start, I want to say congratulations to my niece doing her podcast, The Pretty Girl Gang. Check that out when you guys get a chance. It's very
I
entertaining.
checked it. I checked it out already.
Yeah. So it's very entertaining. So,
Yeah.
all right, brother, let's get into it. What's going on?
Same old man. Runner. I had that colonoscopy yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my third one. So as usual, when I got there early, I got there like 7:30.
Right.
And they the same old thing I've been going on for my whole life. My blood pressure was too high, so they couldn't do it. So I had to wait around. I had just took it before I left my house. It was perfect.
Right.
But they say that happened to a lot of people, probably my nerves and stuff.
Oh
So
yeah. You messing with something that you really,
so they so
kind
they
of yeah.
told me to chill for a minute. They said chill for a minute. They turned the lights off in the room. They said just relax and everything. They came back in an hour and took it again. It was higher than it was the first time. I said, don't give me no more time. It's just they was like, no, you'll be all right. It's not like in danger zone high. We just like it to be a little lower. But they said you in good hands. We'll watch out for it. So that was my third one, and it was over. Well, it wasn't. No, it wasn't overdue. It was right on time because I did the first one.
Oh, okay.
I did the first one, then I waited 5 years. Then I did another one, and then they told me to come back in 10 years. So I did the last one in 2016. This 2026, and I did the first one in 2011. I think 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 11. Waited 5 years, did another one. Then they said wait 10 and do another. So hopefully, I'll go back and check out. I had a couple of polyps, so
Oh, okay. So they got to check and see if they benign.
yeah. So I'll go back probably next week one day and check that out. And but it's an experience, and I think it's something that we all need to do. Cause I was talking to somebody today, and they was saying that they 56 years old and
Right.
they never had one yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. A lot of people be afraid, especially guys, man. You messing around with that rectum area. You know what I'm
but
saying?
but
And
that
you be under.
but that saves your life. You know what I mean? Getting them done.
What's
It
what's
say
what's up? What's up? Who's that? Joey? What's up? Give you a
Joey
shout
Pack
out.
Attack, shout me
What's
out.
going on?
What up, Joey Pack Attack? You know
All
what
right.
I mean? So I'm glad that's over with. And you just got to keep up with our health because a lot of people, they leave in here. So
Oh yeah. That colon cancer. I mean that thing be prevalent. You know,
prostate too.
prostate. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you definitely want to make sure you check. You do what you
yeah,
got to do for your health, man. No need in risking it when you can kind of be aware of it and kind of catch it early if it does come. So yeah, I
right.
definitely agree with that, my
You
brother.
had it before?
Yeah. I had it done. Yeah. So that's
Okay.
why I'm really speaking on it because I actually had it done myself. Reluctantly. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, man.
You only did it once?
No, I did it a couple times. I just had it done probably not too long ago. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I think
Since I've
I
been down
think
here.
I think Justice just did one too.
Oh, okay.
Power, because I was talking to Power. I told him I was going to do one. He said, yeah, just did one last week, Justice.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah, man. I do that. I'm not big on the medicine stuff, but I'll do that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Oh,
I'll
that's
do
why
that.
one of my questions is like that. So give me 1 second.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, yo. So, how's everybody out there? How was your week? I mean, it's almost over. So it's about to be Friday. Thursday, you'd have made it over hump day, one day before Friday. So for a lot of people, that's payday, get ready for the weekend. So I'm sure a lot of you, ready for that couple days off. But some of you work on the weekend. So it may not be the same for you. You may get those days off early. So, just it's about life. It's about enjoying it, to its fullest, man. Ride it till these wheels fall off. That's what it's about, man. Life is precious, and life is pleasurable. We can all, we all want to, have a great life and live life you know, the way we want to do it, you know. However, there's times, as I said, with the working, we got to do that. It's a necessary thing because we need, food, clothes, and shelter. So the work becomes necessary, So you want to fit some pleasure in there as much as possible. I got a motto: do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do. You know what I mean? That's my motto. Dig. So all of you out there. And if you didn't get the book, get the book from Hustle of the Businessman, from Barnes and Nobles, or from Amazon. And if it's out of, if it happens to be out, order it anyway, and they'll take the money out when the book comes. They're going kind of quick, so uh, support a brother. From Hustle of the Businessman. So looking for your support and definitely will be appreciated. And, come on the show and let us know what you think about, something in the book. We can do that. This way, you know, everything is what you call it, hunky dory. Everything is good. So right now I'm waiting for my co-host. He had to get his grub shot in. So waiting for him. So I'm keeping it going while he was away. You dig? So what's up, Esco? What's up, Lisa? What's up, Khalees? How y'all doing? Yeah, brother. So, been holding it down a little bit. So yeah, so you back. Let's get settled. Let's get into it, man. Let's do what we do. So it's on you or me. So let's
um, I think it's my turn to ask you the question first.
okay. All right. Fire away, brother. Let's do it.
Um, what are your thoughts about what are your thoughts about grown children who turn their parents from financial help but refuse to take their advice?
Oh, okay. So you're saying what are my thoughts about grown children who turn to their parents for financial help but don't want to take the parents' advice?
Right,
Yeah. For me, I look at it like credit. You know what I'm saying? If if your credit bad, you don't get the loan.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Or if you do get it, you're going to get it at a high interest rate.
right,
So for me, when your children come to you and they want the financial assistance, but they don't want to take the advice, not realizing the advice is to help them so they don't be coming to you as often for financial assistance.
right,
So rather than give them a high interest, you start making them wait longer periods of time before you help them out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the penalty for, not wanting to take the advice and then needing the help. That's my view on it, and I'm sure other people feel like maybe that's too harsh. But you
Yeah.
gotta you gotta remember, these are grown people that you already fed, you already clothed, you already gave them everything they need to make it in society. And now, because in a lot of cases, because they want to do what they want to do, and then they want you to help them to do what they need to do.
Right.
So if you're doing what you want to do, why is it my responsibility to help you do what you need to do? So I'm doing it as a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Because even though you've grown, it appears I might have missed out on something.
Right.
I might not have gave you financial set you up to be financially responsible. You know what I mean? Or manage your money well. Because those are key components, and when it comes to life, managing your money. I mean, you can make 100,000 a year and still be struggling if you don't
Yeah.
manage your money right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important that you manage your money right, and you learn to spend by prioritizing. You know what I'm saying? Prioritize. I spend on what is most necessary first. Get the
Right.
bills all out the way. Make sure the bills, everything is paid that needs to be paid. My lights, my food, my water bill if I gotta pay it, my rent, you know, money for gas, these type of things. Then if I want to go get get me something, get me a name brand shirt or something like that, or get me some hen dog or whatever I want to do, then whatever left, that's what I use that money for. And then even then, want to make sure I leave some money for the rest of the week to get back and forth to work.
Right.
So, that's just my view. Some tidbits about, if you're struggling with your money, just be mindful that you in control of your money. Your money don't control you.
Mm.
And if you treat your money right, your money gonna treat you right. So that's my thoughts. What's yours?
Um, I think it happened far too much where your children or people children turn to them for financial help. Very, very seldom um do somebody really, take their parents' advice.
Peace, Nay.
Even though I feel like when your parents give you advice, it's in your head,
Right.
but it's executing it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's the thing, because if you think about it, your parents have told you so much along the way. Um, you know, advice on financial advice, and every now and then they really sometimes they drop a real jewel on you.
No doubt.
But I don't know how many times we really put their advice into motion. I'm not really sure. You know, why we refuse to take their advice now, that I don't know. Maybe it's out of touch, maybe it's out of time, or maybe we feel like it's out of touch with time. You know what I mean? But and then again, you got to think about the time. I don't really think it's that much a difference between our time and our children's time, but I think it's a big difference between our time and our parents' time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because most of our parents was coming along the 50s, the 60s, when they was migrating from the south up to the north for a better, a better life. So I
True.
don't really know how much of their advice. But I mean, like, work hard. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
kind of advice, of work hard and so and stuff like that. I could understand that, but I don't really know how much of their advice with financial help will help you. But certain things, like I give you a quick example. When I was 12 years old, I had a paper route.
Right.
My mother told me, she took me to the bank. She took me to the bank. I think I was 11 or 12. She took me to the bank. That's when, you remember Christmas clubs?
Yeah. Yeah. Back then. Yeah.
My mother took me to the bank and she was like, I ain't really want to do it. She was like, no, you're going to put $5 a week in here for a year. I didn't really want to do it. So I'm doing the paper route. I got the paper route. Every week I take the $5 to the bank. They should have that now for the kids. I take that $5 to the bank. I got a booklet. You give them the $5. They rip one of the book $5 out the booklet. They got like maybe 64 in it, because it's how many, 52
Yeah.
weeks in a
52.
year.
Yeah. Right. For the year.
So they
Right.
got 52. So every week you go there and pay the $5, they rip a page out. But I did that for a whole year, put $5 in there, right? And when it was time, it's Christmas, called Christmas Club, but it was time for Christmas. I had $250.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember
I
that.
couldn't believe it.
Eh,
So then, not only did they have $5 Christmas clubs, they had $10 Christmas clubs, 20, 25, 50s, and so on. But it was, now that's a jewel that my mother dropped down me that could last a lifetime.
and remember, they used to have that in school. You used to get it from school. They used to have that in school when we was like in fourth, fifth grade. You used to
Oh
get the
yeah,
Christmas club. Yeah, yeah. You used to get the little books. They used to have that where you did it in school.
oh yeah,
So
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that was an economic lesson back then that is no longer being taught.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's better for the economy when people spend their money frivolously.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you start budgeting your money, big business kind of suffer a little bit. But if you spending that money like water, big business they eat.
Yeah,
So yeah, so we definitely, I definitely think that having financial literacy is important. You know what I mean? Learning about how to manage and utilize your money where it benefits you the most. I think that's truly important because most individuals struggle financially.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, even some of the best of us struggle. But the more you get abreast with how to maneuver with your finances, the less financial struggle you have. You know,
true.
so let's move to the next one.
That was a good question.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, like you and I, we still, we still on that grind, man. We still, looking to get that paper, man. Looking to get that nice big lump sum that could change our lives. You know what I'm saying? So my question is, if you became famous, are you obligated to take care of your family, like mother, father, brothers, sisters, etc.? You know?
I asked that question because I heard on the radio today that the rap singer Glorilla,
Yeah,
her sister is on in the news talking about she not helping the family. Her mother's still working at FedEx. Her father just borrowed $100 for rent or something. So they was asking that question on the radio, are you obligated to take care of your family if you make it?
Yeah.
And that's a question that you don't really want to beat around the bush with. It's it could be a yes or no question. You know what I mean? Then it could just be like, well, how was my upbringing? You know, was my mother on drugs, or was she my father beating me, getting drunk? Uh, they never gave me nothing. But then again, on the flip side, you could say that's still my parents.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I would I would think that you are obligated to help your family if you make it and they don't make it. Um, that's probably just part a lot of my character and my demeanor. You know what I mean? That I would still help them regardless of the situation or what happened or how it happened, or you know what I mean. I think I would still. Well, now my parents has passed away, but I still got siblings and I still got children. So I think I would feel obligated to help them. What about you?
All right, I'm gonna go back to Keisha Cole when her show came out,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
and she was, she was helping everybody, mom, sister, all of them. What ended up happening was it started to become too strenuous, So I don't want to say, like you said, I would say it's based on the individual and their upbringing, whether
Mm.
they feel obligated. You know, now if you got, most people will feel obligation to help their mom and pops. That's normally that's a no brainer. You feel obligated because basically they helped you. They
Yeah,
helped you when you couldn't do for yourself. So it makes sense
that's how
to,
I think.
you know what I mean? It makes sense. You got it. Make sure they good. Now, when it comes to siblings, now depending on how many siblings you got, you know what I mean, and how many, and how the connection that you guys have, then that becomes okay. Do you give them a lump sum and say, look, I'm giving you this 100 G's, do what you will. After that, store closed. Or do you continue, you know what I'm saying? Or do you continuously keep, because you hear a lot of celebrities complain, about family members. They like, people, people start getting in your pocket, you got money, they start feeling like you supposed to, you obligated to give them money,
Yeah,
and then and they blow it. So it's kind of tied into the question where I asked about the grown children.
yeah,
Like so, I would say, you know, be mindful of it. Yeah, the parents is for me it's a no brainer. The siblings, you set it up, give a lump sum, or you get something that everybody can benefit off of. You know what I
what,
mean?
buy
Like
a house for everybody
right,
to live in?
yeah, something like that. You buy what they call them things like a spot
When it,
where it's multiple houses. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? And now everything paid for. Now all they got to do is keep up the taxes or whatever.
somebody did that too.
A compound. You
Some
have a compound or something.
somebody bought a house and then they told the family to keep up with the stuff, and they didn't even keep up with it.
See, so that's what I'm saying, and but you would have to. It would be necessary for you to be aware of making sure those taxes are paid because you don't want to put that money out and you lose your money like that.
Yeah. So you would feel obligated.
For like I said, yeah, for my parents, yeah, I would feel an obligation, and I believe it would be the honorable thing to do.
Yeah,
to
that's
make
how I
sure,
feel.
you know what I mean? That so I look at it like that. And if with the siblings, because you got siblings, you got cousins, you got uncles, you got aunts, then people
How far do you go though?
right. So then you start wondering like who calling you? These people you might not have seen none of, never before in your life. And
Yep.
they like, yeah, I heard you got that money, I need a new car. You know what I
Let me say
mean?
one thing real fast. I never forget years ago. This was in the '90s, and I think it was Jay Z. Jay Z was on doing an interview on the radio. No, it wasn't Jay Z. It was Loon from Puff with Bad Boy Loon. I need a girl Loon, and he was on the radio and they was taking calls, right?
Right.
And one of the callers called in and said, "Yo, this your cousin so and so. I've been trying to get in touch with you." She called a damn radio show, and he was like, "Okay, all right, yeah, hold the line, something, I'll get you whatever." Now
Right.
his cousin called a radio show when he was promoting his album, and they was opening the lines for callers. She called up and she was like, "Yo, what's up, cuz? I've been trying to call you."
And he probably ain't hear from her in years.
He brushed her off real fast, like, "Yeah, yeah, I call you after the show. I'll leave your number or something."
Yeah, Monty, the truth, the MF truth said, nobody owed nobody anything, and she basically said, you start giving family so money, and you mess around and be left with nothing. She used the example of Snowfall, that show, so that's why I said it would be necessary for you to be mindful of, okay, are you going to give a lump sum? Because yeah, people will drain you.
Yeah.
They'll drain you. They'll drain you dry. And yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you, Monty. Yeah.
Um. Next, moving right along. Um. Well, this is an old myth right here. Um. People often say that black people cannot work together or stick together. Do you believe that's true?
I believe that, again, individuals, certain individuals. I mean, because when you go to ATL, that's that's the furthest thing from the truth. And there are other areas where that's the furthest thing from the truth.
Right.
And when we grew up, we saw us working together, sticking together, owning businesses and all that.
Yeah.
I think the new wave propaganda actually has been planted to distort the thinking of the people and to get us to start buying into it. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So that we don't want we start believing that it's difficult for us to work together.
That's deep.
So that's the thing. And just like with any other relationship, it's necessary to be mindful of who you bring in to do business with. You know, who would you do business with a person that lies all the time? Or would you do business with a person that don't ever have no money?
Right.
So some of this stuff you is necessary to to pick the right type of people for the right type of businesses. And when it comes to business, everybody got positions. So now if now there would be a case if a person don't keep no money, maybe you wouldn't want to have that person as a business partner, but if that person brings some type of skill to help your business grow, yeah, you bring them in. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So look, you got a skill. If they you know, like for example, if they good with computers, they can do web pages and things of that nature. You know, so of course, if they can be utilized and be useful, then of course, yeah, it would definitely be worth it to do it then.
So you so what you saying? You believe it's not true?
I believe it's true in certain cases. I don't believe it's a overall blanket the way sometimes many people describe it. And for a minute, I kind of fell into that bag, especially with uh, trusting some of the wrong people when doing business.
Mm.
Like I've done business with people, and they were dishonest. But I've done business with other people who were dishonest. So at the end of the day, no, I think it's people and situations. So I wouldn't say I think we can do better with it. You know what I
Right.
mean? We can do better. But then you got to think about this generation. A lot of them didn't grow up, you know, giving their money to people that look like them.
That's true.
So it's kind of a hindrance to it. What you think?
Uh, I believe it's true.
Okay,
I believe it's true because it's like what you said. You said you had a good point. You said that's what they want us to believe.
right.
You said that's what they want us to believe, that black people can't work together or stick together. So with you saying that's what they want us to believe, you know what I say?
What's that?
That's what we believe in.
Well, well, yeah,
Cause cause you know what I
absolutely.
mean? So they made that work. They made us believe that. Because if you ask 9 out of 10, you ask 10 people, and 9 of them black people, and 9 of them gonna say, "Oh, we can't work together. We can't stick together." It's like the crab in the barrel analogy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like you said, that's what they want us to believe. And I guess that's what people believe in.
Well, influence and propaganda rolls real thick. It definitely gets you to lock in on you know things that's consistently put in front of you, things that's consistently told to you. I mean, come on, we believed in the Easter Bunny, we believed in Santa Claus. It was said enough, it
Yep.
was promoted enough. So now we all know that it was a falsehood. But at the time when we were youngsters, you couldn't tell us that then.
Yep. The good, what's that? The gold fairy, the one that took
The
your
tooth
money from under
fairy,
the
the
tooth
tooth
fairy.
fairy. So all right.
What you reading?
Monty the Truth, she says, yeah, use them the way that they want to use you. You want my money, work for me, you know. Oh, now I'm Is this? I believe this is for what is this for the children? If you want to come at me with a business plan, uh, then you don't need me anymore. You don't need me anymore, basically. Like so I'll yeah, I need her to clarify if that was for what we were talking about with the children. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
That they want your money, do some work for it. Work for that money. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
if you really want something, come with a business plan of what you gonna do with the money. You know? So
that's true.
yeah, so I could dig that.
Let's do.
Oh, okay. So now we got a lot of you know, you hear occasionally about domestic domestic violence and stuff, and you hear like you got to be careful now on the streets. They post a lot of things like women be careful. People may slip something in your drink, things of that nature. You may get snatched up.
Yeah.
So, but and on a different note, what if what if you were riding down the street, you saw a man on top of a woman assaulting her? What would you do?
Hey, what's up, V Jackson? Um, first time listener, V Jackson. She from my show.
Oh, okay.
Um,
What's up, Vic?
um, all the questions like today, I went a different way with them. Like I just was using my imagination because I was looking at something this movie. I forgot the name of it, but it was a true story.
Right,
But this guy was beating the crap out of his woman, and everybody was just they was just standing there like you know they was talking to him, but they wasn't doing nothing physical to him. You know what I mean?
right.
And he wind up paralyzing the lady and stuff like that because he was jumping up and down on her and stuff
What?
like that. Yeah, it's a movie
Right, right.
where he was just stomping on her and all kind of stuff, and people was just watching. Nobody was helping.
Mm.
I think in situations like that, that your instincts kick in. I believe if any, well, most men, if you seen somebody beating on a woman and he had her down on the ground and he was assaulting her, I want to believe that most men would maybe help. But we got that cardinal rule of mind your business, stay out of people relationships business. Don't get involved with married people business, or what I mean. We got that cardinal rule, but I would like to believe that anybody or everybody who was maybe watching it, their instincts would kick in and they would help. But I think most of the time they more concerned about their safety. You know what I mean? Like it could backfire. They could pull out a gun and shoot you, or a knife and stab you. When you really think about it, it's really hard to answer that. You know what I mean? Because I mean, you could answer it uh, untruthfully, but I mean, to really sit down and think about the scenario and draw it up in your mind at real speed time. You know what I mean? Like, what would you really do? You would want to believe that you would help. What you think?
I think, as you said, you know, it's a difficult question to answer
Hmm.
because depending on what state of mind you're in, depending on where it's at, because so there's a lot of different factors that would like cross your mind. Like as you said, okay, what if another thing is, what if you end up jumping on him and then she jumps on you? You know what I'm saying? And
I'm sure we both seen that before.
right, right. So it's touchy. It's touchy when it comes to that. You know what I mean? It's touchy on how you handle that.
Yeah, it is.
So I think most people would probably nowadays. Back in the day, I would say most people would have intervened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, I I think people would just film it.
They just pull a camera out.
Yeah, they pull their phone out and record it and post it. That's what I think would happen nowadays.
Nah, that's it. That's true.
You know, so so that's a different dynamic than when we were coming up. There were no phones besides you know the daggum phones on the street,
Hmm.
or in your house. You know what I'm saying? The pay phones or your house phone. That was
Right.
it. So you didn't have the luxury to pull your phone out and record something like that. So yeah, so I would, as you said, I would like to believe, now people would, jump in, but you see so much stuff being posted on the internet that you look at like, wow, they, why they didn't do nothing? They just posted this. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think, would probably happen.
Okay. Um, a lot of people. I hear this a lot in all walks of life. People talking about this, but and I don't even know how much if it really helped or not. But I'll answer that when it's my turn. But
Okay,
do you do
brother
you
T.
think do you think continuing to vote and applying for positions within the United States government is the answer? But first, I got to ask you, answer to what?
Answer to our salvation. Answer to our uh, upward mobility. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's I personally believe that we at a disadvantage because I don't think United States will ever let non-Europeans get in enough positions where they can actually change the dynamics of how America's ran. I don't see that happening. You're gonna put them in. You people get in few places, you know, but not enough to make a difference in the whole dynamic of the way America runs.
Right.
America runs as a business. Politics is a business. So when it comes to us and voting, I'm sure a lot of people who were Democrats kind of feel a little different than they felt prior to Donald Trump getting in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And even possibly some people who voted for Trump might feel a little slighted. So when it boils down to it, when it comes to us as a people, I say that we would be better off doing what Puffy said. Puffy, before they snatched him up, I don't know what year that he said that, but once I saw that, I said, "Oh, that's why they rolled on him like that." when he said it's time to wake up, people. You know, it's time for us to get our own black political party. You know, and remember, he already had Revolt, which was a media outlet. So you got a media outlet, and you get a political uh, team. You can really make some changes there.
Yeah.
You know, so and most people probably don't know that there are people who are actually working towards a so-called, black political team. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I think it's only fair. You know what I mean? That we need something other than the two parties, because to me they the two wings on the same eagle. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Because America got the eagle, but so you got the two wings, the left wing and the right wing. You need both wings for the eagle to fly.
Yeah.
So the eagle ain't flying with one wing. The eagle. So a lot of it is game. You ask me, that they playing on us as the people, as the citizens. Got us thinking they fighting against each other when they in the back room, they agreeing. You know. So
I
they
know
got.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so no, I don't. I think we need to, pursue another option and pursue our own political party, like Puffy said. You know what I'm saying? Or Diddy, whatever one you call him. What's up, Tate? What's up, Floyd? What's going on? You know what I mean? So what you think?
Um, I don't know, man. I'm a person that could count on one hand how many times I voted,
Okay.
and I've been able to vote since I was 18. But I could count on one hand how many times I voted. Uh, I just got a problem with, if you vote for somebody, I never seen it really affect me. Um, I think it's all like mumbo jumbo propaganda, where I'm a believer that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. I'm a firm believer in that. Man, it's so much going on in this world that we don't and it make me angry, it make me sad, man, that you an intelligent brother, I'm an intelligent brother, but do you really know how much is going on that we don't even know about? They go on in them closed doors with the powers that be. You know what I mean? The big wheels, the in the White House, and the Justice Piece, and the FBI and the CIA and the Feds, and it's just so much that go on, and that I'm sad to say that stuff that we had never even know about, and that we had never understand. Like, that's why this guy said one time, what we don't know could fill up New York. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of stuff that go on that we don't know about. Um, a little bit off topic. I was watching. It's a show on Netflix called Poison. I want to say watch it, but don't watch it, brother. It.
Watch it, but don't watch it.
I don't. Yeah, that's all I can say. Watch it, but don't watch it. But it's about the food that
Oh,
we
okay. It's a documentary.
the documentary about the food. Man, if whoever listening or if you listen, go on Netflix and watch the documentary called Poison. You will not believe it. You know? Do you know it's people? This is a little bit off topic, but
Go
do you
ahead, go
know?
ahead.
Do you know it's thousands and thousands and thousands of people die every year from the food we eat, E. coli and all that. Like we really fortunate. It's people who really die from eating food
Oh yeah.
in different places in the country. It's people they just don't publicize it. Like what you said earlier when you said they want us to believe because they put it out there that black people can't stick together and they can't work together. See stuff like that when an E. coli breakout, they gonna muffle it so you don't know about it. And it could be like from a Burger King,
Right.
uh, 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 um, uh, um, um, what's the other one? What's that buffet place that black people like? Forgot. Anyway, it could be from any store, and they could put out something bad, and people could die or even almost die. But see, they won't talk about that. They won't. They just give them hush money under the table. Oh, somebody died from eating our food. Here, take this 2 million. Sign this paper. You can't talk about it. It's a
Yeah.
lot to go on, man. That's why I'm saying that, like with the voting thing, going back to the voting, I just don't never think it's gonna be the answer, man, because it's too much going on that we don't know about in this world, man. And we could dig and we could dig and we could dig, but it's too much, man. It's I just found out recently. Did you know Martin Luther King got stabbed by a lady? Did you know that?
Nah, nah. I didn't. I wasn't. Nah, nah. I don't think
Google,
I did. I
Google,
don't think I
Google,
did.
Google that.
Yeah, I don't think I did. But I I don't know if they ever showed it on when they had his movies. When they
Nah, they
showed
never talked about it.
okay,
Martin Luther King got stabbed by a black woman who was supposed to be deranged, but they never publicized it. But if you
mm,
Google it, it'll come up and it'll tell you the lady name, everything. She was supposed to be out of her mind or something.
right,
Ran up on him and stabbed him. We don't really know the real. It's
the real
crazy.
reason
Like,
behind it.
but they kept it under hush. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so it's just so much that it's scary, bro. Like, that's why they say if you wanna hide something from black people, put it in a book. Anyway, I just don't think voting is the answer to nothing. Because no matter how it is, how many votes it is, or whoever votes or wherever votes, I think the whole system is rigged, man, and it ain't rigged in our favor.
Yeah, well, of course it's not. It's definitely not in our favor. I mean, there's history that, like you said, many of us don't know about.
Don't even
That
know about.
that 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 explains it and breaks it down. That we were played. You know what I mean? We were played. We were played a whole different way. In 1870, the Naturalization Act of, you know what I'm saying, when they said all people of alien and African descent will now be a part of America. That was, to me, the beginning of slavery.
Know what I meant to tell you? Know what I meant to say too?
Was that
First, I meant to say, just like they told us Rosa Parks was the first one to boycott a bus. That's not even true.
right?
I forgot the lady name, but it was a dark skinned lady, but she was too black. So they wanted to get Rosa Parks Boulevard because she was light skinned, good looking. She played the part. Just like Jackie Robinson, first black person to play baseball, he wasn't even the best person to play baseball. They had people like Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson.
Right.
There was way better. They had a guy, Josh Gibson, that hit way more home runs than Babe Ruth. You know what I mean? But they picked Jackie Robinson because he was a college graduate. He was an Army vet. He fit right into where they want to put him at. Let's put him right here. You know what I mean? And
Right.
uh, so I really don't trust the government like that. You know what I mean? And this is the last thing I'm gonna say before we move on. Do you know right now that I've heard because I do a lot of research on stuff. Right now, they paying Europe, well, I'm gonna say white women in certain parts of the world to have babies because black women they having too many babies, so we producing too fast. So in certain parts of the world, they paying white women to have babies. So you might see white women with 5, 6, 7, 8 children, and they getting paid because the way we producing in years and years we'd be taking over. It'd be too many.
Right.
Just like with that COVID thing, I think that COVID thing was a population control.
Oh
But
yeah. A whole
that's a whole
different. Yeah,
nother
that's a whole
subject.
different. Yeah,
The
yeah,
thing
definitely.
is, I don't think voting is the answer. I don't think so.
Okay.
That's my point.
Well, Ethel Moss said, from what she witnessed we came together for the Million Man March. We
Mm.
also came together to vote in Obama. You know, people said it don't matter. If we vote or not. You know, but she said, but we really, it really do. Once Obama left, we scattered. So she believes voting matters. You know what I mean?
What's up?
And
What's up, Ethel? What's up?
for,
That's my
for
girl.
yeah, for me, Obama kind of made me see that our vote didn't really kind of, we got him in, but it was like, he was they was on him like in a straitjacket. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can do this, but you can't do that. Where it seems like Trump don't have nobody stopping him from doing nothing. Pretty much whatever he want to do, it appears that
That's a
he's able
whole
to
nother.
do it.
That's a whole nother show. I could talk about that Joker.
Yeah,
He's straight up gangster, man.
yeah. So I hear you, Ethel. They do got us convinced that that voting really matters. But I think we need our own political party, our own government, and all. Somebody so when we get in trouble, it don't be the United States against us. It be the United States against our government. You know what I mean? Think about that. Think about that, Ethel, and everybody else who watching. Whenever you get into some stuff where it get real serious, it be you against the United States. Just like Diddy when they came to get him, it was Diddy against the United States. R. Kelly against the United States. You got no win there. You know.
What's my last question?
Shit, we about
I
we
know I want to. I
yeah,
want
we might
to.
as well.
What
Yeah, we
was
might
it?
as well. We might as well run through it right quick though.
Yeah.
Uh, what do you think about the medical and the pharmaceutical industry?
See, I wanted to get that one in because I had that colonoscopy yesterday.
Okay, what's up, Danny?
Let me tell you, man, that medical industry shop and that pharmaceutical stuff is big business. They had people coming and going in there like it was an assembly line. One in, one out. For colonoscopies or the the one when they go down your throat.
Oh, okay.
Yo, they was moving and talking so fast. I almost got angry. For real, I almost got angry. Like I almost was like, I'm out of here. Like this ain't no real. This not real. You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
moving one person in, one person out. And doctors coming and talking. And my doctor didn't even come talk to me afterward. I told the nurse, I was like, yo, I hear people, doctors talking to him. My doctor didn't even come talk to me. She was like, no, your doctor, he don't do that. But let me
oh,
know,
okay.
just make an appointment to go to the office. What you mean? So he do operations. So what I'm saying is everybody got different attitudes and different characters.
Right.
So if he a doctor that don't even come talk to you after procedure, he just about money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Point blank, straight. That's how it is.
It's,
I feel
yeah, it's his job. It's a job.
it's a job. It's a business.
Right, right. It's not
He
a
just
passion.
he
It's
just
not a
about
passion.
money. And when I go see him, I'ma ask him that too. You don't do no surgery on nobody and don't even come see him afterwards. That's unheard of. You know what I mean? And shot,
Right.
they was just moving people. You had it done. And I
Yeah.
was at St. Joseph Hospital.
Oh,
And it's
okay. Well,
just,
you was in St. Joe's, man. So
yo, it was like a assembly line, like in a factory.
right.
One person in, one person out. One person in, one person out. And forget about the pharmaceutical. The pharmaceutical shit is even worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I go to the doctor now. She asks me, what do I need? Because every prescription they write, they get money for it. Let me stop telling the business before they ban us.
I mean, most people speaking about it now. Ethel basically saying, the doctors in the pharmaceutical is in cahoots. You know this because have you ever been in the doctor and somebody walk in with a thing of medicine, a
Yep.
medication, and they give it to the doctor?
Yeah.
so so they give them medication like, look, try this out on your patients.
Like
You're
drug,
gonna get a kick.
like we used to do with drugs.
Right, right, right. So it's a legalized drug business. That's all is legalized.
Here you
But she
go.
also,
Here go a couple of samples.
yeah, yeah, that's it. And she also said basically, you know, remember, uh, it's treatment. It's not curing.
Yep.
You're getting treated. You're not being cured. That's what
Yep.
the pills do.
That's number one.
Yes. And the other, number two is most pills got major side effects. So,
You keep hit every time you say something. I gotta say something. I had a toe fungus, so I went to a foot doctor. He said I could give you some polish to put in your toe, but it'd take about a year to actually get rid of it. Or I could give you these pills, but you gotta come in every 3 months because these pills could damage your liver. So I'm there for toe fungus.
right.
You're gonna give me a pill that's gonna damage my liver.
So think about that. How that sound? You know, I'm coming in for one thing. I'm gonna be ending up here for something else now. Deshaun said he agreed about you know when you catch a Fed charge, it's you against the United States. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? He said he caught a charge. It was him against the United States. So if you're a citizen, how is it you against the whole United States? You know what I mean? So it tells you you ain't really no citizen because the state ain't protecting you. The state taking you down. That's why we need our own government. So it won't be that way, man. And and also Echo said, and we're going to be closing out here. You know, a lot of people turning to the natural remedy. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So that's what time it is. For us to be be more natural and even get to the point where we start, growing our food and knowing what we eating. That goes back to what you say, going to them restaurants, getting that E. coli and all that kind of crap. You
Don't
know,
watch don't watch that movie. If you want to know, don't watch that movie Poison on Netflix. You would never eat it.
never eat out again.
Shit, you might don't never eat again.
Yeah,
They
I
talk
mean,
about you. They talking about you get a beef burger. You worrying about the burger? Nah, you better worry about the lettuce and the tomatoes and the onions on it. They more dangerous than the
than the
burger.
burger.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I would have never thought that the lettuce is more dangerous than the beef. Yo, the lettuce is more dangerous than the beef, the burger, the
yeah,
lettuce. It's
yeah.
crazy.
See, and that's why I'm saying, it's time for us to start growing our own stuff, man. Because a lot of the stuff they spraying, a lot of the stuff they putting chemicals in to make it grow faster, all that kind of stuff. So you really don't know what you're eating when you're eating that. And then you got your boy Bill Gates. He want to buy up all the farms and and start turning the seeds into genetic seeds where it grow one time and then you got to replant it. They doing all kinds of crap, man. But
I
you
saw a
know,
chicken leg big as an arm.
this is what I'm saying. Brontosaurus, like Fred Flintstone, Brontosaurus legs. Yeah, but let the people know where they can see you, man, tomorrow, man.
Oh
You know,
yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be on
oh,
tomorrow.
cause
I'm
you
traveling,
gonna be traveling. All right, so let them know.
so
You
I
better
don't
be
know.
traveling.
I don't know if I'm gonna be on. I might come live while I'm traveling. I might go live while I'm en route. I'm not sure if I put out a flyer. Then you would know I'll be live. I don't got the exact time or nothing like that. You just gotta look forward to the follow the internet. If you see me put up a flyer with some time, you would know I'm doing it. If not, I'm going out of town for a couple of days. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to do the show, but we'll see.
Yeah. Want to thank you, Ethel. Uh, yeah, we do come on every Thursday, unless, something happens. But yeah, we here every Thursday and we appreciate you from taking the time with us. And yeah, you're right. Each one do teach one, you know. That's the model. Each one teach one, you know. So
Nate Sean
next
still on?
show, I think Nate's still on. Thank Nate, Tate, um, Floyd, and even Joey, everybody who was on. Thank
V
you,
Jackson.
V Jackson, all of you. We appreciate you from taking the time to spend with us. We know you could have been anywhere else. We're grateful, and we'll see you all next week.
You know it.
All right, peace, Nate. Yeah, Nate was still on.
He's still on?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's still
I
on.
got I gotta call him.
All right.
All right.
Peace. And I'm going to hit you up, Nay, over the weekend, man. Talk about the book, man. All right. Peace.
Peace.